Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you and welcome back to the channel where today you join me for a very exclusive opportunity to take a look at the car behind me right here, the 2018 MotoGP BMW M5 Safety Car. And not only take a look at it, but we're at the Valencia circuit and I'm going to do some laps and experience what this car is about. So I'll show you the differences from the regular BMW M5. I'll also show you the lineup of the recent M safety cars here at the circuit. And then it'll be drive time to see what this is like out on track. Now this video is going to be going live following the embargo lifting on driving the new BMW M5. Of course, the safety car shares a lot of similarities with the road car, things like the powertrain. You might have seen my full in-depth piece showing you just about everything there is to see with the new M5 itself. So today we're going to focus on the additional parts on this car, the differences with the safety car, the M Division performance parts, and I'm going to be driving it, which is going to be insane. Getting this exclusive opportunity to have a go in the new M5 ahead of time. So we'll just have a quick look around it, and then I'm going to show you this little lineup of the various MotoGP safety cars from recent years that we have alongside it. So starting with the new car, we're familiar with the engine, the 4.4 litre bi-turbo V8, 600 horsepower, 750 Newton meters. But the big talking point, party trick with the new M5 is that it's the first non-SUV to feature M xDrive, all-wheel drive, but the system that you can disengage and run all of the power to the rear wheels to put it into two-wheel drive mode. You can see it's finished in the MotoGP safety car livery, and it's got the carbon parts all around it that I'm going to show you in a moment. But I think just to talk a little bit about BMW's partnership with MotoGP, this is their 19th season supplying the safety cars for the MotoGP races. We've got a number of them lined up behind me here that we can just take a quick look at, starting with the M2 up at the front from last year. The 2018 car just being introduced is the M5, so it's doing the final race here of the season. We've got the M2 Coupe, the M3 here too. Then from the year before the M2 you have the M4. This was prior to the GTS, but with a number of components that ended up going into the GTS. And then beyond that we have the M6 Grand Coupe and the medical cars that are the X5Ms. So they all look quite special in this little lineup. But let's focus mostly on the M5. What are we looking at? Well, you will notice M Performance titanium exhaust system at the back. There are a number of carbon fibre parts around the car, like the lip spoiler on the back of the boot lid, the carbon fibre diffuser down there, the dual tone painting of the wheels with the gold accents and highlights, the carbon side skirt. You can have carbon mirrors around the front. It's got the carbon fibre kidney grills, and down at the bottom more carbon fibre and a special splitter that is just on this car. That's not a road option at this moment in time, but maybe something for the future. In here, you will spot the lights. You will also spot the light bar on the roof, which are kind of cool. And then you've got the racing latches on the bonnet as well to give it even more of that race car-esque feel. If we come round, have a jump inside, this car is fully prepped to be running as the safety car here at Valencia over the weekend. I'm literally in the pit lane right now, the start line just next to me. If I jump in, actually first, how can I not talk about the seats? These are the M4 GTS bucket seats inside here. I love the M trim finisher on there. Take a seat inside where you'll have seen some of this before, but you've got these new M mode, M1 and M2 buttons finished in red, the red starts button and the full digital display. Comes into life. Aggressive, angry sound, which is just what we like with the exhaust system on this car. So also, we have a number of features as part of it being a safety car, like being able to turn on various different lights. So let's just switch all of these on for the moment. I think you need the side light mode on, and jump out and have a look at some of the lights in action on the car. Headlights blinking away, everything doing its stuff. So it's going to be time very shortly for me to head on down the pit lane, go out for a little drive and enjoy the M5 safety car in this environment at the Valencia circuit. This should be pretty good fun. Over to my own devices then. Here we are inside the new M5. This is my actual first time driving it out onto the circuit. naturally we're going to go into MDM mode, so four-wheel drive sport as one of the driving modes. You have regular four-wheel drive sport with a little bit of play, or two-wheel drive. This seems like the perfect mode to get started. Head round back, I'll give you a few blips, and let's get on the way. The thing that you have to remember is that this is a luxury family saloon car. It's got 4 doors, 5 seats, over 500 litres of boot space, and we're about to drive it round a racetrack. It's got ceramic brakes, they're brand new, but listen to that. V8 sounds good. Yes, the older cars had a V10, but this is not suffering for engine sound. So I'll take a moment just to refamiliarise myself a little bit with the track that we're driving around here. But it already feels cool. It's amazingly dynamic. Lots of grip, and the sound with the exhaust system in this car. This is cool. I've got the track to myself. Completely exclusive opportunity to let this car sing. And it's not intimidating. I'm jumping in and I feel comfortable and in control immediately. One thing to be aware of is that I can't drive over the curbs. They've recently been freshly painted ahead of the race, and they're motorcycle curbs, not car curbs, so they're significantly softer and different materials as well. And we don't want to make a mess for the TV cameras, obviously. However, listen to this thing. It sounds cool. And up the start straight we go, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230. It picks up speed fantastically well. And the carbon ceramic brakes down on the anchors. This is an impressive machine. And honestly, you feel comfortable driving very quickly in it immediately. There's no sense of being scared of the car. And this is in four-wheel drive sport, so I can lean on it and it's got so much grip and control and poise. They've done this four-wheel drive system in the M5 because it just makes the car safer, faster. This is the quickest M car off the line in acceleration terms ever. May not be the fastest, that goes to the M760 Li, but absolute animal. Lean on it out of the corner here. Oh, it would help if I didn't hit the red line. The red line up towards 7,000 or so. Leaning on it. Can feel that. Genuinely feel the front wheels, front tyres I should say, gripping. Let's give it a little bit of earlier power. It's got so much control. And we come around again into the start straight, unwind the steering, and away we go up to the red line. I have a massive smile on my face, 235 or so on the head-up display. The car's fully equipped in technology terms. It has everything that the G35 series has. Braking power, when you consider that it's 1,855 kilos, is phenomenal. You really can lean on it so impressively well out of the corners. Let's let the car cool down a little bit. After all, big heavy car, booting it around the track here. And I'm quite enjoying driving it manually on the paddles. Yes, we've got the 8-speed ZF Auto box, but the paddle feel is really familiar and easy. It's not stressful at all. And sometimes it's nicer when you jump into an unfamiliar car to use the automatic gearbox to become familiar with it. But this is just fine. Now I'm going to pull into the pit lane to change some of the driving modes. As I pulled over those lines, I had the vibration through the steering wheel to detect that I was crossing lanes. All the tech, like I said. But let's have a change of some driving modes before we continue. So to put this car into two-wheel drive, because it's the safety car and there are in-car cameras, I'm going to take off the screen protector for the moment. In here, if you press ESC, turn it fully off, press and hold, it's this easy. Literally just hold it down, done. Then you can configure MX Drive into two-wheel drive mode, literally select it, now it's rear-wheel drive. So I have to be very careful, but let's drive a lap like this and see what it's like. I'll put that back on for the moment. Just take it super easy, I think. Now along with this, I should put throttle into Sport Plus, the suspension into Sport Plus, and the steering feel into Sport Plus, as it would be in M Dynamic mode, but naturally having basically turned off M Dynamic mode, MDM, and set it up my own way, that's all reverted to standard. So now I'm driving a rear-wheel drive car that I don't really want to spin. And you know what? It is actually, I'm feeling intimidated just knowing that it's rear-wheel drive and there's 600 horsepower all to the back. Carefulness is the name of the game. It would be interesting to see how easy it is to feel the differences. I mean, I experienced it at Miramas, the test centre, earlier in the year. You can actually feel a little bit of playfulness in the front already. So the system in here is so clever that it is completely disconnected. This is now 100% a rear-wheel drive car, and they're not too keen on me getting this wrong, so let's be sensible and easy with it. But a bit of foot down, and yes, you can feel it. You can feel that it wants to go. It's a completely different sensation. I don't want to embarrass myself by getting this wrong. I'm not sure I'm 100% skilled enough to do it without mistake. But you can feel the difference in the car immediately, and the change in the way the power delivery is going down to the wheels. There we go. Yeah. So we'll put it back into four-wheel drive sport and then continue. Top marks on the exhaust system. You just lift off and listen to that burble. Maybe if I drive with the window open just for a second. Burble, burble, burble. Addictive. Anyway, we're back out on track. I'm making the most of this. It's not every day you have a MotoGP/Formula 1 circuit available to you, privately, exclusively, and a brand new car from BMW M to enjoy. This is phenomenal. It lets you just have that touch of controllable slide. As the tyres are warming up, I'm getting a bit more familiar with the car. I still have to remember that this is the car they actually need for this race weekend, so, you know, I can't be too silly with it. But nonetheless, oh, into the red line, my bad. And I also can't mess up the curbs. Lean on it, and away we go. This is what they call the M smile, when you just can't stop beaming because you're driving a car as awesome and controllable as this. Leaning on it, that tyre squeal. I love the feeling of just letting the back gently slide out, just a touch of opposite lock, and put the power down. It has no problems pulling away, so much grip and traction. And that's one of the big reasons for having all-wheel drive, is there you can feel it just a tad wanting to brake, wanting to go, but you know that because enough power can go through those front wheels, it's going to be able to grip, it's going to be able to keep itself planted, and just, turns in amazingly. Unwind the power, and away we go. I think it's time to let the car cool down. I've had about 10 laps of fun in this thing, and I'm just beaming. I think for so many obvious reasons. What an incredible machine. And you could do this with 5 people in it, with full of luggage. Family day out / racetrack weapon. Oh my gosh. And then just give it a little stab, and you can feel it just wanting to brake slightly. I mean, traction is on. I'm not driving in full reckless mode. But oh yes, the sound is good in here. And then sticks, it really sticks. It really, really sticks. Ah, what an adventure. Massive thanks to BMW M. That has been incredible.